Alrighty, folks. Welcome to Davies Live Network. It is your color commentator, John Moser.
And it is your play-by-play commentator, Levi Nordstrom. We're back.
We are back at a little awkward angle here because we're sharing with actually WDAY and also a radio station today.
You know, a little hectic in here, but nothing we can't handle, of course.
Of course. As you know, guys, week 0 game, so school is not officially started for either team. So,
yeah, not a lot of people in the stands today. However, you know what? We got a game. We got a game to look forward to. It should be very interesting. John, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, so my predictions on today's game is obviously both Davies and Century are going to be very run-centric first from what I've seen in terms of like practicing film from both teams. They look like they very much appreciate the run as both have very new quarterbacks. Xavier Muse on Davies' side and then for Century,
Noah Herr. It's going to be interesting because both don't really have a ton of experience. Davies reportedly potentially rotating quarterbacks with Jackson Sturma as well. But Muse is getting the start today. Going to be run heavy, like you said. Both teams very physical, very well coached. Should be a really tight one throughout the whole game is what I'm predicting here.
Yeah, I'm expecting, like I said, my pregame store, I'm expecting Davies 21. I do think they are going to get the win over Century, but I don't think Century is going to be far behind. I think 14 for Century.
Yeah, and I'm predicting basically it comes down to the quarterbacks, physicality and the turnover battle. Typically, if you get 3 turnovers, your chances of winning the game, you're up to 95% chance to win the game statistically. So I'm thinking Davies 28, Century 13. Last year, 2023 season, Davies ended up winning 28-7 pretty handily. And I'm looking for Davies to win again. I think it's going to be a little closer just because of the quarterback's uncertainty. However, I think it's going to be a close one and fun one.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely going to be fun. Like you said, physicality is going to be great because, I mean, Century has an absolutely monster team in terms of, like, height, weight for a lot of their guys, like a lot of 6'4" guys in there. Yep. But Davies has a really, really solid line, so I expect to see some nice battles at the line. Too, as well, I do want to mention, it is a hot one out here today.
Oh, my.
86 degrees. It's actually the hottest for Davies have had to deal with so far because we've had a pretty chill summer. So definitely going to be testing the limits of these guys, see how well their conditioning has got them through. But game starting at about 2:30. We'll be back with the start of the game. That is our pregame thoughts. Signing out.
For tonight's matchup featuring the visiting Bismarck Century Patriots and your Fargo Davies Eagles. The North Dakota High School Activities Association and the Eastern Dakota Conference encourage and promote good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We ask that you cheer for your team and be respectful of the opponent and the officials. As high school student athletes, they commit to fair play, responsibility, and respect. Both teams invite you to support their effort. At this time, please stand, remove any headgear. Direct your attention to the flag located in the south end of the field by the main scoreboard as we play our national anthem. And now, let's meet tonight's starting lineups. Davies won the toss and deferred to the second half. Will be meeting the Century offensive team. At right tackle, a sophomore, number 70, Peyton Seal. Right guard, a senior, number 52, Brody Gerhardt. At center, a junior, number 74, Cashton Klein. At left guard, a senior, number 79, Landon Burke. At left tackle, a junior, number 71, Braxton Dahl. Tight end, a junior, number 84, Joey Kralik. Split end, a senior, number 9, Coulter Simon. Flanker, a junior, number 1, Xavier Halstead. At fullback, a senior, number 33, Jalen Tarp. At tailback, a senior, number 25, Jarius Burkhart. And their quarterback, number 11, a junior, number 14, Noah Hare. And now, let's meet the Davies Eagles defensive starters. And a junior, number 87, Alex Meese. Nose guard, a senior, number 72, Riley Lang. Defensive tackle, a senior, number 89, Gunnar Majerus. At defensive end, a junior, number 54, Jason Hunter. Inside linebacker, a senior, Malachi Wermeyer. Inside linebacker, a junior, Wilmot Matadi. At safety, a junior, number 1, Colton Tesh. At safety, a junior, number 26, Ryland Fisher. At safety, a senior, number 5, Liam Wicklow. At a cornerback, a junior, number 3, Kane Mathiasen. And at the other cornerback, a junior, number 21, Chris Pipa. Head coach for the Patriots, Ron Wingenbach, assisted by Tim Fletcher, Brad Townsend, Kent Schweigert, Stephen Feeney, Corey Volk, Luke Little, Clay Bros, Seth Braun, Logan Schaefer, Jacob Olson, Justin Miller, Brennan Doe, and Dan Murphy. Coaching for the Eagles, their head coach, Wayne Wermeyer, assisted by Eric Peterson, TJ Ash, Brad Heidelbaugh, Gail Collins, Tony Fugelberg, Tyler Miller, Justin Wanzik, Phil Campbell, Chris Brislinette, Kyle Christopherson, and Rob Jacobson.
And folks, it is game time.
All right. Davies defer to the second half. We have Century to receive. Going to see Noah Hare at quarterback. Extremely excited to see how he looks. I mean, he's a junior. I mean, a lot of talent, extreme arm talent. And I'm very curious to see how Century looks this year. A lot of returning offensive linemen. You know what? Skill positions, kind of question marks. Same with Davies. So should be a fun one.
It indeed will be interesting. Of course, Eagles did win the toss, as you heard the announcer say, and they did defer.
And we are underway. Week 0 game, Davies versus Century, kicked out of the back of the end zone. That is what you like to see if you're on kickoff.
Good kick, good kick. I know we've definitely struggled with kicker for the past couple years, so it's good to see finally have some good legs out there.
Yeah, and that kicker, that was actually sophomore Colby Nelson. Tons of talent. He can boom it. 45 yards is my believed max for him. So let's look maybe for him to make some big kicks today. But, of course, the most important thing, Century is on offense to start the game. And, yeah, we are ready to go.
Time to see what Noah Hare can do. As me and Levi said, we're predicting kind of a lot of running, so wouldn't be surprised if we see a run to start out with.
You know, in the pregame study, I believe it's going to be a lot of running up the A and the B gap. So right up the middle, it's going to be some ISO, some trap plays to start the game. Get that young quarterback comfortable with varsity football. I formation to start. Hare's going to be under center. Jers Ricard gets the handoff right up the middle. Breaking a couple tackles. Good blocking. Gain of 9.
Jarris Burkhardt on the carry.
Jarris Burkhardt, and they are going to give him the first down. 10-yard run to start, showing the physicality that they promised they would bring in the newspaper. Jen, you want to talk about that?
Yeah. So actually, Century's coach went on to the newspaper to say that they are hoping to bring back some physicality, as Davies did out-physical them last year. So as you can see there, they've definitely kept with that promise.
Once again, that was Jarris Burkhardt on the 10-yard run. I formation again. Same play to the right with Jarris Burkhardt, breaking a couple tackles. Big hole up the middle. Very impressive. Another gain of 9. Getting out-physicaled right now. Running noticeably to the weak side, to the boundary side. Typically with Davies, that far side defensive end is more suited for stopping the run. So they are attacking that weak side end that isn't known for his run defense, which is Alex Meese. Once again, I formation. Same thing to the left. Jarris Burkhardt up the middle. Gets the first down, gain of 5. Strong running to start this game.
You know, I'm really impressed with how Century and their line is doing on blocking and keeping these runs moving. It's really impressive to see here.
One thing you don't want is to get outworked in the run game the first drive of the game. That could really bring down the morale of this Davies Eagles team. Fullback dive up the middle. Nothing doing. Great job, Gunnar Majerus. Riley Lang getting in the backfield there.
Both Gunnar Majerus and Riley, both that kind of senior part of the team there.
That would be Jalen Tarp on the run there. Loss of about 2. Second and 12 now. Noah Hare commanding the huddle. The receivers for this game, Xavier Harlstead and Jordan Kellogg is in the game right now. Play action, rolling out to the left, looking to throw, nothing doing, sacked. That would be Jason Hunter Jr. with the sack. Great job making sure he gets outside, makes a smooth move on that tackle and gets in the backfield right away.
Kind of surprised, kind of an early pass play from Century. I was going to expect them to kind of marinate a little bit more in there, kind of get the QB used to these varsity snaps.
Yeah, they're trying to set up the play action. Didn't work, unfortunately. Davies looked to be ready for that. Now, you're looking at 3rd and 19.
3rd and about 250.
Ooh, bad snap. The ball's on the ground, and Davies has the ball.
That is exactly the key we have been talking about, Levi.
The turnover margin, huge. All right, Davies starting up 1-0 in that turnover battle. Bad snap below the quarterback's legs here. Fargo Davies on the 25-yard line, looking to pounce on this opportunity.
Two as well, also be looking for, hoping we're not going to have too much struggles, but obviously new QB, two as well on Davies' side with Muse.
Correction, actually Jackson Sturma is in there to start at quarterback. And the full house looks like a trap up the middle. Only getting about a yard.
Another full house play. Full house has definitely been kind of Davies' bread and butter when it comes to play calling.
Yep, they have developed that into their main formation. If you guys have not known that, Davies is running that wing T formation that you can see. 5 offensive linemen, 2 tight ends, 3 running backs. So they're going to run the ball down your throat, essentially. 2nd and 9, run up the middle once again with Malachi Warmeyer. Nothing doing, 1-yard gain again. Big question mark from last year, play calling. It got a little bit dry, a little bit predictable. I think some more creativity could help push this ball downfield a little bit quicker.
It is a little hard, though, when you have Davies that doesn't really know what they want for a QB right now. As you said, we are split between Muse and Sturma.
Yeah, ideally, you have that quarterback in mind for your first game. However, week 0 game, not a lot of time to prepare. Sturma under center takes a snap. Play action, throwing already. Malachi Warmeyer out in the flat. 5-yard gain, very impressive throw for Sturma, leading him up the field.
Malachi Warmeyer, kind of that one main to kind of look for. He has definitely grown a lot through his years here. Obviously, too, as well, that senior.
Yeah, played as a sophomore, started as a junior, started as a senior. 4th and 5. I'm not a huge fan of the placement of this football. I believe we gain a couple more yards in this, but 4th and 5, going to be interesting to see what we end up doing. I expect play action here. Look for Gunmajeris in the tight end. Oh, it's going to be a quarterback keeper up the middle. Only a gain of 2, and that is a turnover on downs. Not a great way to take advantage of that fumble that Century had.
Like we said, though, continue to watch for that, because that's going to be kind of the main decider of today's game, is going to be obviously the physicality like we talked about, but then too as well that turnovers.
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate. Century got the ball back now on the 18-yard line, looking to fix that mistake that they made last time.
One thing I will say, both being very run-centric first teams, this clock is going to be continued ticking. Now we're already at 7:29, almost 5 minutes have passed.
High formation, run up the middle once again with Jers Burkhardt. Running hard, gain of 6 yards. Very, very impressive to start this season. Looks like that's going to be their main bell cow back. The senior, pretty good size, 5'10", 200 pounds. It's a guy you can definitely lean on, as we've been able to see to start this game.
It'll be interesting here, too, as well, to see that if Davies is going to keep with Sturma for QB, because that is something we knew was going to happen coming in, is the QB battle.
Once again, another run up the middle. This time, stopped. Only a gain of a yard. An absolute flock of Davies Eagles in there to stop him. One thing I would say, Davies, very strong in their secondary. So I'd say I expect a turnover, an interception at a certain point in this game. Got some very, very physical corners. They're a very physical football team when it comes to pressing the wide receivers. 3rd and 1.
Just kind of depends, too, as well on how Century will be feeling. Obviously, that last pass play being less than successful for them.
Noah Hare under center here. I formation, 3rd and 1. Up the middle. Big hole right off that right tackle. Did he fumble again? The ref says he was down, unfortunately. Looked like he potentially lost the ball there. Unfortunately, in high school, there's no replay system, unfortunately. Gain of about 3 yards. Now we're on the 30-yard line. 1st and 10 again. Running very hard.
Classic high school battle against the Stripes, never fails.
Can't help but notice, want to mention this, Davies student section dressed up as USA themed, even though Century is
red, white, and blue.
So
interesting
kind
choice.
Of a questionable decision. Want to acknowledge that. High formation under center, play action, rolling out to that left. Oh, throwing into some serious coverage. Targeting star tight end Joey Kraujlik.
Yeah, that was definitely some very, very good coverage there.
Couldn't quite catch the Davies defender.
Big thing is you saw that pressure definitely got to him, led him to where he couldn't quite set down.
Yeah, definitely getting a lot of pressure when it comes to pass rush. Not a lot of time to throw. And that makes it a lot harder, especially as high school quarterback, not as experienced. An I formation, run up the middle again, trips in the backfield. Tristan Pope actually was the carrier. Loss of about a yard or 2. Now they're staring at 3rd and 12. Very sudden change. And now a little bit harder because Century is, like we said, more of a run-first team. Now we got to see what Noah Hare can do.
Century definitely probably is questioning maybe a pass play here.
Changing formations in the shotgun. See if they get that snap proper, and they do. Noah Hare looking to run, and he is stopped only after a couple yards. Great job.
That is
by
just
Alex Meese.
Very good eyes there, making sure to keep that way the quarterback couldn't get and sneak around.
4th and 10, now the punt unit on the field. Looks like there's too many people. There's only 10 people on. Correction. There is 11 people for Eagles.
Oh,
Oh, flag here. Looks like potentially false start. We got some laundry on the field, folks.
Do have some dirty laundry on the field.
Kane Mathiasen to return, by the way.
False start. Century. 5-yard penalty. 4th and 15.
Looks like Century got a little happy feet. False start. Once again, Kane Mathiasen to return. 4 minutes left in the first quarter. Ooh, a little bit of a knuckleball on that punt. Kane Mathiasen right up the middle, breaking some tackles, and he's still going. Breaking tackles, and he's gone. Houdini, what a play.
Davies finding the red.
Waiting for him to pull a rabbit out of his helmet. He is a magician, folks. That was amazing. Very impressive. Kane Mathiasen, return touchdown. That was not on my bingo card.
Well, you want to know what?
Touchdown for the first touchdown of the year for Davies.
I know I did see, watching their practices and stuff like that from Davies, that their special teams unit has been really good.
They have serious athletes.
Small and shifty, that's kind of what you're looking for.
Looking for a ball, potentially? We got some concerns here.
Looks like we forgot the football.
Oh, the block to set the ball on. Can't be forgetting that. Colby Nelson to kick. The sophomore kicker. Jackson Sturma holding. And he booms it over the uprights. Very, very impressive.
Kick is good. 3 minutes, 57 seconds left.
Now, I know with last year, our kicker was a little dual athlete. He also played soccer. Is this also true of this year's kicker?
Yes, it is, actually. So, if you're a big soccer fan, Colby Nelson is the kicker.
Well, that is one thing I will say. Davies' soccer team, always very, very good.
Oh, no, John, we got some more laundry, folks.
Oh, boy.
Looks like this is going to affect the kickoff is my guess here. Talking to Warmeyer, likely meaning this was on Century's on Century.
Too many men on the field for the Patriots.
Ooh,
wow.
Too many people on the field for Century.
Looks like both teams have been struggling to get their players on and off the field there.
7 left in the first quarter. Davies Eagles 7.
Overall, what I'm noticing,
0.
first game. A lot of mistakes being made on either side. Not a lot of movement of the football. Just very fortunate on the punt return that Kane Mathiasen is a dog.
Exactly. I will say, though, Century's main coach, very, very experienced, about 35 years.
Yeah. So, regardless of what the score is at halftime, he's going to be ready to hype that team up. Doesn't matter. 35 years. And guess what? Fun fact of the day, the Davies head coach actually played him in high school while he was the head coach at Century. Kickoff, once again, out of the back of the end zone, folks. That is what makes a kickoff team happy.
First and 10 on their own 20.
Exactly. Preserve that energy.
Even the coach for Davies gave the kicker a high five. They're hyped.
Yeah, like I said, definitely have never seen this in a kicker before for Davies, so it's really good to see we have someone who can reliably push that ball very far.
He, in fact, has a boot of a leg. First and 10 for the Century Patriots. 3:57 left in the first quarter. High formation, takes a snap, handoff once again up the middle, and we stuff them. Davies, a herd of Eagles in there. Loss of a yard.
Tackle on the play by number 11, Matadi.
If Davies can keep pushing this football back, it's going to force Century more and more to open up that pass play, which is going to give him more opportunities for turnovers, especially considering, like you said, young quarterback.
Looks like Davies is definitely committing to the run more, sending some linebacker blitzes. Walmart Matadi on that tackle there. He is a guy that I've had my eye on. 6'1", 215. He's only a junior. Great size. Could be a guy that plays in college. Number 11, by the way. No hair. Shotgun back to pass. Stepping up in the pocket. Surveying the field. Hit as he throws. It is up. and it's almost intercepted. Extreme collision. That would be Rylan Fisher almost picking that off. Luckily, number 9,
Got
Colt
absolutely
Simon.
chopped.
Coulter Simon, he saved the day because that would have been bad. 2 turnovers in the first quarter. 3rd and 11 now for Century. Seems like Century's a little riddled. They're a little flustered early on in the game.
I definitely have to give it hand to Davies' D-line is very, very strong this year. All very experienced. I would say that's probably our strongest points. They're able to keep that pressure on the quarterback.
Looks like Gus Warmeyer has checked in for Gunnar Majerus at D-tackle. Linebacker blitz from Carter to Wald. Hare rolling out to the left, throwing short. Incomplete to number 15, Isaac Bachmeyer. 4th and 11. Punt unit once again coming out. Got to be careful to punt this one to Kane Mathiasen. He's already got 1 return touchdown. Definitely concerning for Century. Got to be careful here.
Number 34, Alex Peterson back. Punt formation.
Riley Lang running off the field. Snap, punt. Much better punt this time. Punt it away from Kane Mathiasen, and it is down at the 49-yard line. And that's where Davies will take over.
A little safe there, you know. I would have very much loved to see him get another chance to maybe run that back.
Warmeyer already yelling at Kane Mathiasen for making a mistake after he is the only touchdown for Davies.
He should have definitely stepped up.
Yeah, should have stepped up, definitely. But he's got the return touchdown, you know. Xavier Muse and a quarterback, folks.
Come on, we can't cut him a break here now.
That was the starting JV quarterback last year. He was starting as a sophomore. JV went undefeated. So that just shows the true talent of this varsity team this year. That JV team went undefeated last year. Takes a snap. The wing T, power left. Carter to Wald breaking some tackles. Now that is a hard run, 7 yards. Great job.
That is another thing I have seen in Davies practices. They have quite the backups for running backs, fullbacks. They have a lot of talent.
We're expecting them today to rotate roughly about 7 running backs in that backfield, which is very, very impressive. Definitely shows the talent of this football team.
Not just the talent, but also is going to keep their runners a lot more fresh, have a lot more energy, be able to put a little bit more into their runs.
Wing T right up the middle with Malachi Warmeyer gaining about 2 yards. One thing I would say with Xavier Muse is he might be a little bit more polished as a true passer. I think we could expect some play action, maybe some more misdirection plays with Xavier Muse at quarterback. 3rd and 1. I don't expect them to get fancier. I think you just go right for that first down and just get it over with and keep moving forward.
Too as well, Xavier Muse, he's kind of a big for a quarterback for high school, 6'3", 210.
Definitely has that prototypical size. QB sneak up the middle. Oh my gosh, gain of like 3 yards right there. I mean, we could just run QB sneak down the whole field if we want to.
A little good old tuck and push.
You rarely see a gain of about 3 yards
Play results in an Eagle.
on a QB sneak. 1st and 10 for Davies.
Well, to go actually a little bit in the past, you know, about 2 years ago, back when, you know, we still had Mason Claybo as QB. QB sneaks were our bread and butter. We did those a lot.
Okay, looks like it's a run right up the middle with Malachi Warmeyer once again. Gain of 8 yards. Very impressive.
Looks like we have a guy down.
That's going to be 71. That's going to be Braxton Dahl. Very concerning. He is a captain for Century, starting on both sides. Not a good sign to see for Century.
Officials timeout here for the injured player.
We'll keep you updated if he comes back into the game.
Looks like he was grabbing his left knee. Hopefully he just got a little banged up. Hopefully nothing too serious.
It was funny look because they were like out on the edge and I'm like,
2nd and 2 for Davies. Running backs right now, Wilmot Matadi has rotated in. So it's going to be Wilmot, Carter DeWald, and Malachi Warmeyer.
Time for Davies to get right back into this.
Back to the full house. Running to the left. Very impressive. What a block by Wilmot Matadi. He absolutely laid out a Century defender. Looked like it was a smash left, meaning fullback, running back, lead up the hole. That backside running back gets the ball and goes yard, folks.
Another fantastic run, I will say, by Carter DeWald. Obviously, too, as well, another short and shifty type.
Very, very strong runner. Got a low center of gravity, which definitely helps him break multiple tackles. 1st and goal for Davies. Fullback dive to Malachi Warmeyer. Gains about half those yards, down to about the 4-yard line, just short of that end zone.
And it looks like that's going to be our last play of this quarter. Absolutely flied by.
All right. Looks like we're going to be switching sides. 2nd quarter is coming around in just a little bit here. Very, very strong start for the Davies Eagles.
7-0 going into the 2nd quarter. Alrighty, and we have flip side of the field, honestly for the better, as now I can actually see.
Back to the wing T offense. 2nd and goal from the 4-yard line. Xavier Muse, handoff to Malachi Warmeyer, and he's stuffed after a gain. Oh, he didn't gain any yards, unfortunately.
Looks like he has hit the wall.
Malachi is still down, slow to get up. Hopefully there is nothing going on, because that is one of our captains, senior leaders that starts on both sides. 3rd and goal from the 4-yard line. Very curious to see what Davies does here. Seems like those outside runs have been very successful after that Carter DeWald 15-yard run. So I'm hoping they maybe mixed up a little bit here. Well, read option right up the middle. Malachi Warmeyer, touchdown. Well, Great decision by Xavier Muse to hand that ball off. Way to get on the board once again.
Very impressive, very impressive. I will say, what I was going to say is that play action misdirections are probably going to be some pretty big plays if Davies can work them in, but obviously if the run is working, don't stop.
If it ain't broke, why fix it?
Exactly, just up the middle, stay physical. Too as well, I actually would like to see Muse then also pass too as well. I think that's something we are waiting for.
Snap spot, kick is up and good.
The extra point is good.
Solid kicker.
11-10
this could be a weapon for Davies further in the season when things get a little bit closer. Maybe they could actually be able to go for some field goals.
Which is very important in high school football because you typically don't have a kicker that can bang 40, 45-yard field goals, and that can happen. So later on in the game, you're down by 2 points. You're not forced to go all out, go for it, and try to score a touchdown. You have a chance to be able to just run the ball like Davies likes to and kick a field goal to win it. Looks like the refs are talking to Malachi. Hopefully there's no question marks. I believe they're talking to him about taking his helmet off on the field because typically they'll take you out for a play if you take your helmet off. It's just kind of a rule that they have for high school football.
Got to stay protected.
That turf tape helps, though. It's very, very beneficial.
He is indeed getting some turf tape.
Deep for the Patriots, number 1, Hurlstead. Number 11, Kellogg. Kicking off for the Eagles.
Colby Nelson,
Nelson.
2 kick here. Century to return. Hopefully, maybe they can get some stuff going on offense and get back in this football game. Looks like it's not going to be returned. Very confusing what just happened there. He caught the ball, started running. Refs decided to call it quits.
They did not want to see him run.
He must have signaled before he started running. So Century starting on the 20-yard line. A little bit surprised he didn't return that because high school football, you got some athletes back there. As we've seen with the punt return for Davies, there's a big chance that you can score a touchdown.
Time to see this very strong Davies D-line again come out here and see what type of pressure they can put on Noah Herr.
Jackson Sturman now is rotating at safety, the quarterback. Noah Herr under center, play action, rolling out to the right, and he is stuffed instantly. That would be Rylan Fisher on the safety blitz.
Like you said, with these new QBs, both teams are definitely going to want to be looking at blitzing a lot. Get a lot of pressure to these new QBs, make some mistakes that way.
D coordinator Eric Peterson dialing up some blitzes. First game, very, very strategic and smart. Pressure the young quarterback.
Yeah, especially with how well Davies has been breaking their line, which is actually surprising because, too, as well, Century has a very, very strong and big line. Like I'm saying, they have some giants up there.
High formation. Pitch up the middle. Trying to find some sort of opening. Gain of maybe a yard. Can't quite tell who the carry there. Don't got any binoculars, unfortunately.
On the play by number 87, Alex Meese.
Looks like it was Jers Burkhardt.
Yeah, Davies D-line absolutely definitely reading these run plays.
Riley Lang coming out of the game. Looks like Gunnar Majerus and Gus Warmeyer are the D tackles. Century coming out in shotgun formation, 2 receivers to the left. Got their star tight end to the right and another receiver. Timeout Century, I believe. Yep, timeout Century. Taking 1 timeout. They have 2 left. 9:30 left in the second quarter.
To talk this one out, this is it is a very important drive for Century, as they have been kind of stopped these last couple drives due to unfortunate things like obviously that fumble and then too as well getting very pushed back. So they're kind of looking for a break here, hoping to get some morale back. Davies Live Network also would like to acknowledge Maximum Performance and Fitness for sponsoring tonight's event.
Very, very good gym in West Fargo. Make sure you guys check it out.
And it is back time to the foosball.
Football is back after the timeout. Very, very important drive for Century here. They have lost all the momentum.
And they are back far for this one. So expect to see probably either some sort of pass play or misdirection.
3rd and 20, snap, pass over the middle, and he is gone. Xavier Harlstead all the way to the end zone. I didn't even see where the ball went for a second. I was shocked. What a beautiful throw, and just miscommunication, I think, at the back end from the defenders. Not what you like to see from Davies there, but Century responds.
Well, let's say that timeout was very, very well worth it for Century. Getting finally on the board here so that way they are not at null.
And just like that, Century has some serious momentum that they have recovered.
On for the extra point, number 34, Alex Peterson.
Alex Peterson for the kick.
Xavier Harlstead, the junior receiver, for the big touchdown. Speaking of big, he's a big receiver, 6'3", 185, great size. Snap spot. And it is good. Century, Alex Peterson, kicker.
Just barely scooting it through, though.
14-7, just like that. Century is within one score.
Patriots 7.
Alrighty, Levi, I will say some very impressive things from Noah Herr here coming into this game. Obviously, being that first-time snap varsity quarterback, kind of uncertain of where he's coming from. And I will say this is really cool to see, obviously being a smaller quarterback, 5'10", 155. He's basically Bryce Young's size, to put it in comparison.
Fairly athletic, can move around the pocket, as we've been able to see. And very good throw. Very good response. You know, he had a fumble early on, and Century kicking off here. Returnable. Looks like Colton Tesh to return, the dangerous returner, stuffed up the middle. Gain of
Number 1, Tesh on the return.
about 2 from where they would have been if it went through the end zone. So starting on the 22-yard line, 1st and 10 for Davies.
Obviously some keys for Davies to continue at now that things are getting closer, as we do want to see him take away that inside run from Century, as both teams are very much relying on that to push that ball down. Also, too, as well, force the turnover game, which Davies already has started doing with that one fumble earlier.
Back in the wing T formation, of course. Motion, that would be Carter to Wald. Be a running back speed to the left. Very, very, I mean, it was a solid game. Solid game. I can't say a very good game, but you know what? We'll take 4 yards. Easily we'll take 4 yards.
Well, as we can kind of see, Davies definitely being a lot more conservative on the passing side than Century actually has been, considering both are in that same situation.
Jackson Sturma in at quarterback. Colin Williams, Malika Warmeyer, and Carter Wald are the running backs. 2nd and 6 for the Eagles. Run to the right to Colin Williams. Gain of about 2 yards. Colin Williams also part of that undefeated JV squad last year. He was their main star running back. So it's going to be very interesting throughout the year how he develops and how he plays on the varsity level, because he showed a lot of promise as a JV player.
Yeah, Davies continuing to juggle the quarterback game, not really sure who they want to pick and stay with.
3rd and 4 for the Eagles.
Obviously being a week 0 game, but we would like to see Davies maybe nail down which quarterback they want to stick with.
Sturma under center, takes a snap. Colin Williams breaking a couple tackles. He bounced outside. Very, very smart play. Looks like he got the first down just barely. And they are moving it forward. 1st and 10 for Davies.
Oh, move those chains, as they say.
First down, Eagles.
Davies definitely playing the methodical game of just continuing to just hard run.
Warmeyer once again getting after Colin Williams after he got the first down. Huh. 1st and 10 for the Eagles. Dive up the middle for Malachi Warmeyer. Looks like Century had no idea he had the ball. That's the whole thing about the wing tee. One point that I want to say is for Century to win this game, they have to be disciplined. They have to have disciplined eyes. They got to be watching where the ball is going, because with the whole wing tee, you're trying to create some misdirection, some miscommunication on the back end. 2nd and 1 now after that big gain.
2 as well for Century. Obviously, having a very strong and experienced D-line, they need to be able to sniff out these misdirections a little bit more better.
2nd and 1 here. This is where I'd throw the ball. You know, you're already 1 yard away.
Ooh.
Looks like it's a false start for the Eagles. Maybe some miscommunication on who was supposed to run the motion. Once again, have some laundry on the field. Now that is not what you want to see. 2nd and 6 now for the Eagles.
Legal motion, Eagles.
And that makes just a little chipper a little bit further away, especially considering they have been going for those chip runs.
John, what are you thinking for this next play here?
You know, for Davies, I'm probably going to be looking to run, obviously considering it is 2nd down and they still have some good yardage left.
Run to the right with Wilmot Matadi, gaining a couple yards.
Yeah, don't expect anything too fancy from Davies. The runs, just simple runs, is going to own this game for sure.
3rd and 3 for the Eagles. Looking good. Even if you're stopped short, you're probably going for it on 4th down here. You're about at midfield. We have some solid punters, however, you know what? We want to keep the momentum on the Eagles side. You don't want to give Century the ball after they just had a big touchdown.
Exactly. Century definitely getting more comfortable with their new QB.
Quarterback keep to the right. Jackson Sturma cutting up field. I think he's going to be just short. 4th down. Ooh, looks like he lost a yard. Very, very concerning here. 4th and 3. If you punt this football, you play it safe. But, you know, if you go for it here and you don't get it, Century is past the 50-yard line already. So very bold decision going for it here in 4th down. 4th and 3.
I will say he does have the advantage, but I would like to see Wermeyer be a little bit more conservative.
Run up the middle. Malachi Warmeyer is still going. Breaking multiple tackles. Very, very shocking. I didn't even know where the ball was.
Looks like our cameraman also did not know where the ball was.
That was ran to perfection, and that would be number 55, Old Taylor, one of the captains, saving that touchdown run.
Yeah,
huge play.
Old Taylor is going big one for Century, obviously number 55, all-conference, all-state guard, just an absolute menace.
Wing T formation once again. Run up the middle. He literally fumbled the football and caught it. I mean, that's one way to make sure you keep the ball. You know, that's. You know what?
He got
it's good that he at least got the ball back. You know, you don't want to lose that ball right there. 2nd and 12.
Yeah, the last thing we need is a turnover, especially after that beautiful run.
Correction, 2nd and 13. Now, question time. Do we keep around this ball or do we consider play action? Play action. Sturmer rolling out left. Has a man. Gunnar Majerus. Catch in traffic. What a play. Didn't know if he was going to come down with that one. You know, that was a bold throw. Jackson Sturmer showcasing good placement and accuracy right there. Gunnar Majerus. What a catch. Gain of about 20 yards, I'd say.
Yeah, very impressive for Gunner, as he is obviously on that D-line, a little bit bigger of a guy to be able to get out that far, have that speed to be able to get out there and haul that catch in is very good to see.
Starting tight end, showcasing his receiving ability. 1st and 10 from the 15-yard line.
Dixie horn in the background.
Looks like they ran a Tate run up the middle. It's called a Tate motion. 2nd and 5.
I will say, Levi, before we came in here, we did see some key plays that we were expecting Davies to do was going to be play action, was going to be a big one for him. But it does look like we do have a Patriot down on the field. Can't quite see the number.
Another Patriot down. Very concerning. Their 2nd man down.
This is where having some binoculars would be nice because I can't quite see what number that is.
We'll get back to you with that number, and if we can kind of get a sign of where the injury is. Looks like potentially lower body.
Looks like the downed Patriot was number 33, Jalen Tarp.
It's a guy that rotates in on offense and starts on defense, so not a good sign at all for Century. 2nd starting player injured. 2nd and 5. Wing T once again, folks. We're going to expect to see wing T pretty much the whole game here.
That is what Davies likes to do best. Stay with
Run
their
up
bread
the
and
middle,
butter.
Malachi Warmeyer. Gain of about
Number
2.
7, Warmeyer on the carry.
3rd and
Tackle on the
2
play
for
by
the Eagles.
Landry Wesson. Brings up 3rd down and 2, Eagles.
The clock is going down like crazy, folks. Not a lot of time. Davies is completely controlling this time of possession, which is very, very good.
There's one thing. They have committed to running and running hard, which does eat away at that clock very, very fast.
We're almost at halftime, 45 minutes into the game. That is very surprising. Run to the left with Carter to Wald, breaking a couple tackles, and Century gets there.
That one
very
was
quickly.
sniffed out by Century.
4th and 5. Now a big decision here. Do we kick the ball?
True
no,
as well.
we don't. Surprising. I honestly would have kicked it just to be safe.
Would have made it at least to where a little bit further gap in score between Davies and Century. Obviously just a touchdown away from each other.
4th and 7. Now this is going to be very interesting to see what we do. But we're going to stick with the wing T formation because it looks like Warmeyer's going to take a timeout. Okay. Well, we'll see after this timeout what they're going to do. Wow.
Statistically, though, Davies is a little bit more of an aggressive team. They definitely do like to keep going for their 4th downs. Not very a kick-first team.
Teaming up to give away multi-million-dollar football field.
Looks like change of heart for Warmeyer. Looks like we are going to see the kicker, Colby Nelson, as he is out there.
This will be cool to see, as Davies, last time they have made a field goal, heck, I wouldn't even say we made one last year.
4th and 7. Definitely a lot of decision-making to be had here. However, it looks like we are going to be kicking the ball. I mean, this is very important here. If we make this up 2 scores with only a minute 30 left in the half, we get the ball to start the second half. We stop Century for a minute 30. We get the ball to start the second half, go down, score a touchdown, and this game is out of hand. Colby Nelson.
Let's see if Colby Nelson's boot doesn't get a little cold here on this field goal.
Not too much here to this one.
Eesh.
Oh, bad snap. That is heartbreaking. I was really excited to see if he's going to make that.
I was excited because Davies is not the kind of team to be calling field goals.
Very unfortunate. 1st and 10 for Century. Now Century go down, score, and tie this game into half.
Yeah, a little missed opportunity there by Davies to bring this up to a 2-possession game. But nonetheless, Century do expect to honestly see some passing here as they have kind of warmed up Noah.
1:30 left in the second quarter. 2 timeouts left for Century after they used one last possession. I formation to start. A little bit of a surprise. I thought we would see some more shotgun here. Play action. Hare rolling out a little bit to the left.
Big ball.
Throwing deep. And they throw the flag. That was overthrown by about 5 yards, and they threw the flag. A little bit too much press there downfield.
We'll say Davies definitely not shy to get physical, but these are just the mistakes that you cannot make this late in the game.
In high school, that is a 15-yard penalty if it is, in fact, pass interference, which is what I expect to hear. And it is. 1st and 10. Now on, I believe, the 35-yard line.
Pass interference on the Eagles.
Correction, the 33.
1st and 10, Patriots.
Big break for Century. Now, minute 20, 2 timeouts. Getting closer to midfield. Time is not too much of a worry here.
Time is not too much of a worry, but it really just comes down to how Noah Herr is going to be able to control his team here. This is what I would say shows true quarterback potential, is how you're able to execute in these very time crunch parts of the game.
Rolling out to the left. Hare takes a snap. Lets it rip. Oh. Short to the left. Warmeyer is letting the ref have it. I believe Chris was tripped. That would be Chris Kepka. 2nd and 10 for Century. Unfortunate because, Chris gets there, picks that ball off. He could be bringing that to the house. He's one of the fastest players on the team. 2nd and 10 now, nonetheless. Century moves forward. Shotgun formation. Cash Weisenberger in the backfield. Play action. Hare rolling out to the right. He looks like he's going to run, and he's tackled inbounds. Clock keeps moving. 3rd down and 8 now. Wilmot Matadi on that tackle. Very impressive.
Get another good read from Davies' defense coming in there to stop him from getting some big yardage on that run.
That'd be Malachi Warmeyer and Wilmot Matadi closing down on that quarterback. Very impressive on that quarterback spy.
And it looks like Century is going to take a timeout here, kind of talk some things over, as obviously another important 3rd down for Century. This will kind of decide how they're going to be continuing on this drive.
1 minute left in the second quarter. We know how this works, though. The last couple minutes of each half always take a Century. Speaking of Century, they have the ball. Wow. That was impressive.
Too, as well, what I do find impressive is how far actually Noah Herr is able to chuck these balls. Definitely a good arm, Like you said, though, accuracy is kind of an issue we have been seeing. He did have that one really well-placed one that did lead to a touchdown earlier, but kind of getting a little rocky here, overthrowing and underthrowing the last 2 passes.
Third and 9. Once again, 1 minute left in the second quarter. Let's see what Century can do. 1 timeout left. Gotta hurry. Gotta throw the ball and get out of bounds as much as possible here. 3 receivers are left. Simon on the outside. Harlstead in motion to the right. 3rd and 8. Screen to the left, and he is lit up by Wilmot Matadi. Very, very impressive. Recognizing that screen to the left. That would be Jersey Burkhardt on that reception. 4th and 10. Clock is ticking. Kind of surprised Davies isn't calling timeout here. Not a huge fan of this decision at all.
Yeah, true as well. If Davies was to call that timeout, a little bit more time for maybe them to respond and up the score before half.
They still have 3 timeouts. And now they call a timeout. I'm not a huge fan of what just happened there. Lost about 10 seconds. Not a good sight to see.
Yeah, when it comes down to seconds, especially when you get down to these ending seconds, it definitely does lead a little bit more to be desired.
Like I said earlier, though, Wilmot Matadi, only a junior. Great size. That is a guy that probably will be playing college football if he wants to at linebacker. No, Davies talking it over. They already have 1 return touchdown here. So, there's a legitimate threat with Kane Mathiasen back there, the junior. Would like to thank Max Performance and Fitness for sponsoring Davies Live Network. Century 2 punt, 24 seconds left. Not a lot to work with.
Very
Punt,
solid punt.
End over end. Kane Mathiasen to return. Stuffed right away. And he is thrown back at the end of the play.
Number 3, Kane Mathiasen.
Landry Wesson meeting him on that punt return.
Great job by Century's punt team to rebound after that mistake the first time. 1st and 10 for Davies. I expect to see some shotgun, unless they're just going to need the ball here and go into halftime. Could play it safe.
Alrighty, looks like they are putting Davies a little bit further ahead, even though they did get rocked back a little there.
Xavier Muse and Jackson Sturm on the field, so I expect shotgun formation, Muse at quarterback, Sturm at receiver. Sturm, kind of a Swiss Army knife. We got quarterback, receiver, safety. We've seen them everywhere, folks. Liam Wicklow also out there. Ryland Fisher, Kane Mathiasen, and Jackson Sturm.
Yet to throw.
Well, here he is. Oh. Had the out route open. Ryland Fisher could not reel it in, unfortunately, just a little bit off the mark. I think Fisher kind of slowed down his route there, if it was, in fact, an out route.
Will say, though, very satisfied with that first pass look at Muse there. Very nice, solid, accurate pass right to him.
Carter DeWald, Secret Service in the backfield, trying to protect Muse. Linebacker blitz. DeWald picks it up. Muse throwing deep. Almost picked off. Kind of a jump ball over there. Very, very risky.
And it looks like other quarterback Jackson Sturma there to break it up.
Intended for number 8, Sturma.
3rd and 10 now, only 2 seconds left. Looks like I'm expecting more of like a Hail Mary type of throw here.
Might as well test that big arm that Muse does have. He can throw. It just depends how accurate it will be.
He can pretty much get this one to the end zone from what I've seen in practice. So don't count Davies out quite yet before half. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Muse stepping back. Ryland Fisher over the middle. I mean, good pass. Gain about 12 yards. Get more confidence for the future.
The number 22 Carter Duvall.
Actually, I'm very
First
glad that
down
they did
and
bring
goal.
Muse in there and actually give him some opportunities to pass because, like you said, going to knock those nerves off now. He has passed. He's gotten used to it. He's taken a couple of those passing snaps. So now hopefully when we come back for the second half, we maybe see him do a little bit more.
All right,
Alrighty.
now halftime, little mini conversation here. What we've seen so far, John, what have you seen out of Century?
Out of Century, I have seen a lot more passing than what we have expected. We knew Century plays very close to Davies. They are very run, very push it down. So seeing some successful pass plays from their new quarterback, Noah Herr, is very good to see for Century because now leading into that second half, they're probably going to continue to pass a lot more. But I wouldn't give up that run, kind of like how Davies hasn't given up the run.
That run game, first drive, that looks scary. Gaining about 8, 9, 10 yards per run. And then they kind of went away from that, and then now they've kind of struggled to move the football down the field except for that one blown coverage mistake from the Davies secondary. So I think Century, to be in the game, showed a lot of physicality, a lot of toughness with that run game. However, kind of went away from that. I expect them to return to that to start the second half. However, Davies, talk about them now. They start the second half with the football, and going to be very interesting to see if Davies can build off of their first half. Great special teams so far, and definitely solid run game as we've seen.
Yeah,
now,
if I was to note anything, I mean, that special teams from Davies has really drastically improved from last year, a lot better than what we have seen. Having a reliable kicker like what we've seen is great.
All right, folks, we're going to take a little break here, and we will be back after halftime.
Yep, see you guys after half. Today's half is sponsored by Maximum Performance and Fitness.
Just where I get interviewed.
Alrighty, folks, and we are back to give our little bit pre-second half thoughts. Weather definitely has improved. It's dropped about 10 degrees already with the sun setting, so definitely going to be a lot more comfortable for the players now out there on the field. Going to be a little bit less winded after their plays. Too, as well, who's playing concurrently with Davies right now, obviously West Fargo versus Legacy, Cheyenne versus Williston, Fargo North versus Bismarck, and then Shanley versus Mandan. So I wish I could get their scores, but a little hard to find all of them because I can't find all their streams. But some interesting matchups there. I would say probably the most interesting, obviously, is going to be Cheyenne versus Williston. Obviously, Williston being pretty far away. And then too, as well, I will say, big change. Obviously, we are in the AAA division. North has joined. Yeah,
going to be very interesting to see how they can compete against us and some like bigger schools. We have Davies now running out in the field, and got to get warmed up. Got to get ready to go. Expecting Davies to show the same physicality, running up the middle, 24/7, 7 days a week, folks. I think the main keys is just the turnover battle. Davies has won that so far, and I think whoever wins that wins this game. Quarterback controversy. We got Davies rotating Muse and Jackson Sturma, so that's been kind of interesting. Xavier Muse with those couple passes, though, a couple rookie mistakes, because he hasn't played a lot of varsity football, but that last pass and the first one to Ryland Fisher, very impressive accuracy. I was very happy with those. Jackson Sturma, very good ball to Gunnar Majerus. And I think both are doing a good job commanding the huddle and just competing out there. It's tough rotating quarterbacks and not having a set quarterback, but they're doing what they can right now.
Yeah, I don't think Davies, like you said, is going to switch up at all. I think they're going to stay true to the run like they have been kind of consistently about this past year. Run is definitely very big into Davies' playbook, so I don't see him switching up anytime soon. I would like to see, again, more play action, though, because those plays have been doing pretty good. And then, too, as well, for Century, what I want to kind of see from them is obviously runs, too, as well. I think they haven't really broken the line of scrimmage too much of their runs, and I think they need to kind of press forward with that a little bit more, kind of get Davies rocked up a bit, because they've been kind of – obviously they do know now that their quarterback definitely is capable for throwing, but – I wouldn't go all in kind of like they have. They've been doing a lot more pass plays, but I think they should continue with kind of what they came here for, because obviously that hasn't really been working out too much for them.
You always want to try to stick to your bread and butter. Century, known for running the ball. Davies known for running the ball. I think Davies has done a better job at sticking to what they're known for, what they're best at. Century, they've had some flashes passing the ball. However, you got to stay consistent. Run game is very important to establish the pass. You got to establish the run in order to establish the pass. You want to get those play actions going. Century showing a very good job with those ISO plays, trap plays up the middle, like we expected, and very curious to see how Century adjusts. Davies starting the second half with the ball and the lead, 14-7, and Century got to make a play. They have to stop Davies this first drive here, and if they do, they're in business. And we'll see who starts the second half at quarterback for Davies, which will start here soon, I believe.
We'll say, too, our predictions, just to keep you guys up to date with those, I was 21 Davies, Century 14, actually pretty close to kind of where we're aiming at here. Davies being at 14, Century 7. Levi was at 28-13.
Very close right now. We're our predictions, we're experts. We're experts here, and of course our predictions are going to be close because we're the best.
Alrighty, and it's time for a little, it's kickoff time.
Alrighty. Century, like I said, is kicking off. We have Colton Tesh and Kane Mathiasen to return. Once again, Mathiasen with a return touchdown already.
The lights,
Mathiasen, very dangerous though, folks.
The light's getting bright here, folks, as it is getting more dusk.
Kane Mathiasen to return on the left side, breaking a couple tackles. all the way to the 27-yard line, and that's where Davies is going to start this drive.
Tackle on the play by number 9,
First and 10.
Simon.
Looks like Xavier Muse to start the second half. We got the classic wing formation.
First and 10 Eagles from their own 28.
I will say, though, some big players that we did not have down that have been actually pretty huge. Wilmot is one that I will mention. Some beautiful plays from Wilmot in that first half. Hope to see that continue.
First and 10, wing T formation. Muse under center, hands the ball off, up the middle. Fullback dive
Number 7
for Malachi Warmeyer. 4-yard gain.
Tackle on the play by number 9, Simon.
Will be interesting here. Obviously, they do have Muse starting again in the second half, but it'll be interesting to see if they continue doing that QB exchange going between Muse and Sturma.
Second and 5 for the Eagles on the 33-yard line. Snap up the middle again. Malachi Warmeyer exploding out of the line. First down, 10-yard gain for Malachi Warmeyer.
First down.
And that is where the camera gets you, because on my end it did not look like that.
Coulter, Simon.
Very impressive. Just like I said earlier, the wing T formation designed for misdirection. You're not supposed to know where the football is. And that is the trick of the wing T. Muse under center once again. Power left to Carter DeWald. Nothing doing here. Maybe a gain of 1.
Number 22, DeWald with a carry.
Correction, gain of 2 on the play. Second and 8 for the Eagles at the 46-yard line.
2 as well, something to keep an eye out of that I'm not sure if we've seen yet is obviously Century actually does have 2 defensive setups that would switch during the game. So it will be interesting to see if we have seen any of that change.
Yeah, like John said, the mirror defense is another thing that Century likes to do. So essentially they have a linebacker on each running back, and they kind of follow them the whole time. Muse hands it off up the middle to Colin Williams for a gain of about 2 or 3. Looks like there was a little bit of a issue with the handoff as quarterback, running back ran into each other. However, no fumbles. Ended up working out 3rd and 5.
Obviously, again, Davies looking to continue pushing this ball forward, as that is going to be kind of what's going to win them this game. Keep that clock ticking down.
Linebacker blitz. Handoff up the middle. Warmeyer trucking some people. First down. Running hard. Those stats are going to look beautiful after this game. 8-yard run. First and 10 for the Eagles. Running some bully ball here.
Speaking of stats, it'd be nice to have some live stats up here.
First and 10 for the Eagles. Xavier Muse doing a good job at quarterback. Snap. Looks like another run up the middle for Malachi Warmeyer, and he is going. Micah caught it behind, and he does down at the 4-yard line. People are going to make fun of him for getting caught from behind, folks. However, way to make a play. Running hard.
I will say that is what I like to see. That was number 22, Marshall Emmett. He is actually sophomore for the Century, but that is some good hustle that I like to see, not giving up even when you think it's lost.
Yeah, very good job making a play and keeping your defense in it. First and goal from the 5-yard line. Warmeyer running hard. Probably tired here, though. Up the middle, Warmeyer again, and he is in the end zone for the 2nd time today. That's 2. Let's see if he can get a hat trick. I'm loving that first drive. Talk about physicality. Davies ran down the field and stomped on Century.
Yeah, that's what you want to see. That was a 3-minute, 6-second drive, just hard running the entire way down. That is exactly what Davies is looking to do to control this football game in the second half.
Not much to complain about. I mean, you can't do much better than that to start your drive. Sturmer on the hold. Colby Nelson. And it's good. Perfect 3 for 3. 21-7. Davies over Century.
Davies Eagles 21.
Now, I will say, those kicking stats are looking really good right now for Colby Nelson.
Hey, Eagle fans, T-Mobile and Rob Gronkowski are teaming up to give away a multi-million-dollar football.
Davies set to kick off.
Receive the kickoff, number
Colby
1,
Nelson
Xavier
to kick.
Number 11,
Xavier
Jordan Kellogg.
Harlstead, number 11, Jordan Kellogg, to return for Century. Kick is up and looks like it is returnable. Oh, and it is not. Did you just
Kickoff
see
out
that
of
spin?
bound.
Wow. That was impressive. You kind of wish that was a punt. I mean, talk about the backspin on that football. Unfortunately, out of bounds. Century gets a little bit lucky in that sense, starting at the 30-yard line.
Yep, 30-yard line start with that kickoff out of bounds penalty.
Okay, I was about to say it seems a little odd. 35-yard line is where it is supposed to start. Wow.
Looks
Talk
like
about unlucky kick, though.
Looks like even the markers don't know where they're at.
I wonder if the refs have decided where they're going to eat tonight.
I know with all this talking they've been doing here.
I'm thinking Applebee's. 1st and 10 Century, I formation once again. I'm expecting a lot of ISO plays for the running back. Run up the middle. A little bit of misdirection in the backfield. Looked like
Number 25,
number 25, Jers Burkhardt, was dancing in the backfield for a second there. 2nd and 7.
Like I said earlier, Century really just needs to control their run game, you know, kind of match Davies in a sense, and also take advantage, too, as well, of maybe some play-action plays, too, because I think those are going to be some big ones for Century.
One thing we haven't seen yet is cool touchdown celebrations. You know, you'd think they'd be practicing that, after practice, but unfortunately have not seen any fun celebrations.
No hit in the gritty.
2nd and 7 for Century and shotgun now. Run up the middle for 25, breaking some tackles. That is Jers Burkhardt. Hard running once again. Clearly their top back. Very impressive. 1st and 10. Looks like there is an Eagle down. And he is staying down. Scott Whitty, the trainer, is
Flying out
onto the field. Can't quite tell who it is. Potentially Alex Meese. It is, I believe, Alex Meese. We will let you know if we learn any further updates.
Looks like he is getting up, though.
Potentially his leg.
Getting up under his own power.
And it is Alex Meese.
Looks like he was just a little shaken up there. As you can see, he is doing a little jog back.
We'll keep you updated if he returns back in the game here. Looks like I would expect so. So that's good for the Eagles. 1st and 10 for Century. My guess is potentially could be a quad issue or cramping, which is understandable considering the heat. 1st and 10 for Century and shotgun. Pass to the right. Great tackle.
Pretty good pass there.
Liam. Oh, no, it came Mathiasen. Number 11, Jordan Kellogg with the catch for about 8 yards.
Solid pass considering that snap was a little low, so their QB did have to drop down to get that one.
Kane Mathiasen allowed that catch. However, he made it up with that very solid open field tackle.
Now,
Second
if I
and
was
1.
Century here, I'd probably want to go with some sort of just up the middle run, AB gap.
I formation. I'm expecting ISO here. And it is fumble in the backfield, though. Little miscommunication. And Noah Herr ends up falling on it. Heads up play by the quarterback to quickly get on top of that football. 3rd and 6 for Century.
We did say turnovers were going to be a big one. Obviously, very big now considering that, only 14 away from Century, and Century is showing some good motion here and obviously a lot of ball game left, so they do have a lot of time to catch up. Good save from Noah Herr on that one. Got to limit those turnovers, keep discipline.
3rd and 6 for Century. Once again, shotgun formation. Lot of shotgun for Century, surprisingly. Noah Herr back to pass. Pressure. He's rolling out to the left. Throwing on the run to number 9, Coulter Simon for first down. Noah Herr showing some maturity. Looks like there is a Century player down now. Looks like Coulter Simon is still down. I believe he got hit pretty hard from that pass.
Definitely did get rocked on that one.
1st and 10 for Century. Great play by Coulter Simon.
Quick break here, I will say Noah Herr 100% is showing up in this ball game. Definitely considering that before this game had not had a single varsity snap, he is throwing some very quick and accurate passes this second half.
Between Century and Davies, definitely Century is winning that quarterback battle. Looking back at the keys of the game, Davies take away the inside run, force turnovers, limit explosive plays. They have allowed a big explosive play, and that's Century's lone touchdown. Taking away the inside run, I think we've seen that later on in the game. They have forced a couple turnovers, so that's solid. Century win the line of scrimmage. Not necessarily. Force Davies to pass. Has not happened. Stay disciplined. Keep eyes on the football. Also have not shown that. So Century hoping they can rebound and get back in this football game. Only down 2 scores. They're still in it. Still in it. I formation. 1st and 10. 39-yard line. Play action. Herr to throw deep here. And there is no one home on that pass. Overthrown by about 3 yards. Great coverage. And that was Chris Kipa and Colton Tesh in the coverage.
I will say definitely a big target for Century has been number 1. Been getting a lot of their pass attempts here.
Xavier Harrell said that would be. 2nd and 10, pistol formation. A little bit unique here. Running back behind, now moved to shotgun. Run up the middle for Buckhard. And what a strong run. I mean, this guy has come ready to play after the long bus ride. Very impressive showing by Jers Burkhardt. All the way to the 25-yard line, 1st and 10. Strong running. Strong running.
Very strong running to see from him. Expecting that actually me and Levi, when we were doing our pregame notes, we had number 27-24. So that would be Weissenberger and Tristan Pope as kind of our big running backs that we were going to see from Century. But no, Buckhard actually coming in here and really showing off his skills.
1st and 10, pistol formation. Now switching to shotgun, strong right. Have not seen a lot from Joey Kralik. Quarterback keeper out of the right side. Herr breaking a tackle all the way to the 15-yard line. 1st and 10 again. Very creative play calling from Century to start the second half.
Extremely impressed. They're really balancing between pass and run here in the second half. So they are keeping Davies' defense not really knowing what they're going to do.
One thing you want in a quarterback is confidence, and that is what Noah Herr has, and it's very, very impressive to see out of starting varsity first time, I believe. Now all the way down to the 15-yard line in the red zone. I formation, back to their bread and butter. Run to the left, all the way down to the 2-yard line. He is rumbling, bumbling, stumbling, all the way down to the 2-yard line.
Busting coverage there from Davies. Big hole, allowing that nice run up the middle. But we do have a downed Eagle on the field.
That's Colton Tesh.
Not good to see.
Slow to get up. That is Davies' speedster.
Yeah, Colton Tesh, we were expecting to see some big plays because, like you said, he is very big in speed and agility, very shifty. Not good to see him down, especially this late in the game.
Some painful interaction, I suppose. 4:52 to go in the third quarter. 21-7, Davies leads. Century is
Davies up 21-7, 4:52 in the third quarter. Both teams still have 3 timeouts. Definitely a lot of injuries, though. Not good to see.
We will be taking a quick break here, folks. Alrighty, folks, and we are getting right back into the action here at Davies Stadium. 4:52 to go.
First and goal on the 3-yard line. I formation once again. Looks like we have Braden Morris as a fullback up the middle. Not much doing. Juris Burkhardt all the way down to the 1-yard line. However, that is progress. Run
Progress
that again.
is progress.
That's a touchdown if you run that again.
Maybe a little tush-push to get it in here, folks.
Second and goal from the 1-yard line. Looks like Davies D-line huffing and puffing. Not a good sign. They are tired, folks. No hair. Hands off up the middle, and that is a touchdown. What a way to respond. Juris Burkhardt. That is a touchdown. Very, very impressive recovery from Century. Great way to start the second half.
Yeah, no, I'm really impressed with that drive from Century, as they did just do a great job at switching between the run game and the pass game, both very effectively. Noah Hurd definitely getting broken in here in the second half, kind of getting used to these varsity snaps.
If I'm Davies, I'm a little concerned after watching that. Kick is up and good. 21-14 for this game. Now, how does Davies respond? What do you think, Jen?
I think if for Davies to respond, I think they have to do the same thing. I think they kind of have to start seeing what Muse can do to balance out their runs. Yes, the runs have been working pretty well, but you can only chip so far until you fall. I think we need to see some more play action, outside passes, and just some quick drillers. I don't think we have to go far. I think we just need some good, like 5 to 10 yard passes.
Get the ball into the hands of playmakers. So just maybe some quick play action, rollouts. Get it to your speedsters. Colton Tesh, haven't really seen him much this game. He was very impressive in the scrimmage for Davies. He's number 1. He was shaken up, though, and we'll get back to you. And I believe it was a cramp is from kind of what I'm getting.
Makes sense. You know, obviously this intensity that gets brought on that first game, not used to it, you know, so you start cramping a little bit, get a little salt water in you, and you'll be good.
Especially with the heat, the humidity. Definitely a challenge. Looks like Tesh is walking around trying to get warmed up. Century getting ready to kick here. Davies to return. Wicklow to replace Colton Tesh on the return. Very experienced kick returner alongside Kane Mathiasen. Kick is up, and they are going to let it go through the end zone. Davies will start at the 20-yard line. First and 10.
It'll be interesting to see how Davies responds to that ball-out drive from Century. Like I said, going to have to bring some heat here because this is going to be kind of a decider for Davies here, because if they give it back to Century after seeing that last one, who knows, a tie-up could happen.
There's always an opportunity. We have a new season starting up.
1st and 10, Jackson Sturma in at quarterback now. Xavier Muse was at quarterback last drive. Back in the wing T formation like we have seen for pretty much the whole game.
If it ain't broke, don't fix.
Looks like a run up the middle. Malachi Warmeyer shoving people off from breaking tackles. Takes 3 Century defenders to bring him down. 12-yard run.
Number 7, Malachi Wermeyer.
All right, now let's just try not to get predictable. That is something I think we have suffered at, is a little bit of predictability.
I will say I'm a little surprised that Century has struggled to stop the run. I honestly expected them to force Davies to throw the ball, completely run commit, send some linebackers, and send some more blitzing. 1st and 10 once again for the Eagles. Run up the middle for Malachi Warmeyer, breaking tackles, and he is off to the races. Down to the 40-yard line, all the way to the 34. Malachi Warmeyer has definitely over 100 yards rushing. This is very impressive showcase from the senior captain.
Yeah, stopped by Tristan Pope, number 27 on Century. Definitely, though, very impressed with Malachi Wermeyer here. Definitely, I'd say him and Carter have gotten some of the big run plays for Davies.
1st and 10 for the Eagles. Once again, both defenses struggling to stop the team, the offense. 1st and 10, 35-yard line. Run up the middle for Warmeyer, again breaking more tackles.
Number 7,
Running
Wermeyer.
hard, 7-yard gain. Century has fallen so far in the second half on defense. Same with Davies. I think the big question mark is who can stop each team first.
Looks like Century is a little allergic to getting that football there, kind of missing all those tackles.
2nd and 3 for the Eagles. First second down of this drive. Sturma takes a snap. Power left to Carter to Wald, and there's nothing doing. 3rd and 3 now for the Eagles. Looks like he might have lost a yard.
Play by number 55, Taylor.
No, looks like it was just down to the line of scrimmage. No lost yards for the Eagles. Sturm under center. Once again, folks. Run up the middle. Warmeyer stuffed right away. Century now starting to bow up. And, bend don't break. 4th down now.
One thing I will say that's going to be interesting is kind of an interesting thought is I wonder how Davies is going to continue this year, as they have been continuing to switch Muse and Sturma out this whole game, kind of drive here, drive there. It's going to be interesting to see if they're going to even commit for the second game this season to either Muse or Sturma.
The positive is they have this game to look over the film, maybe decide their quarterback. 4th and 2. False start for the Eagles. That is heartbreaking for this play in this drive. 4th and 7 now. That was Matt DeBoard, the sophomore. Just want to point out, he's a sophomore. He's a little bit more inexperienced. Very, very talented, though.
But too as well, not turnovers, geez.
Get it out, John.
Apparently I can't speak anymore, but you don't want to see costly flags like that this late in the game.
That is their second false start. Play action. Sturma back to pass. Has a man open. Carter to Wald. Oh, off the hands. Unfortunate. Defensive back kind of got in the way there. Very, very good job. Century does an amazing job at kind of just, you know what? They struggled to start the drive, but they definitely started figuring it out towards the end. And now Century has the ball. Only down a score.
Yeah, not only do they got the ball, they have the ball at a very decent field position, I believe, on the 32-yard line. Only 58 seconds left in this quarter, so let's see what plays are going to come rolling in here.
1st and 10 for Century. I formation once again. Once again, Joey Kralik has not gotten the ball. He's kind of their best playmaker. And he is the tight end, rolling out to the right. Noah Hare throwing and caught number 9, Coulter Simon. Gain of about 8 yards.
Good read from Simon there, kind of coming in the front and securing that pass for some good yardage there.
Looked like a comeback route. Very, very good throw, putting it right in between the numbers. 2nd and 1 for Century. Now in shotgun. Well, the pistol, but the running back likes to move. There he goes. Jarris Burkhardt, I'm expecting a run up the middle here, and it is. Right up the middle, breaking some tackles. Getting 7-8 yards right there. I mean, what just happened? You see a linebacker blitz and just completely confused in the backfield, and now we have a defender down.
Another defender
Is that Riley
down.
Lang? I believe it is.
Official timeout.
Yeah, that would be Riley Lang down there.
He's had some knee issues in the past, so this is definitely a concern. He looks to be holding that leg.
Yeah, that
Captain.
is not good considering, like you said, Riley Lang is a captain for the Eagles. Experienced, kind of their senior there.
Returning starter. A lot of injuries in this game. Not good to see.
Yeah, what is that now, the 5th injury timeout we've had to deal with this game?
Yeah, this is probably more, actually, now that you think about it. So, yeah, not a good sign to see at all to start the year. Hopefully the injury bug goes away.
But he is up on his feet. That is what we like to see, walking off on his own power.
Very, very good to see. Hopefully he can get back out there soon.
Might be cramps again. It seems like cramps have been kind of taking a lot of players out here for Davies for a little while.
Yeah, that was a conversation that Coach Warmeyer had with his team. You got to make sure you're drinking the right drinks, having the right food to avoid these cramping because, you know, it is very hot and humid out here, and you're going to be playing a lot of football. 1st and 10, shotgun formation. Hare takes a snap, looking right, getting rid of the ball. A little short, looks like he got hit when he threw. That would be Gus Warmeyer in the backfield. Great job getting off the lineman and making a play. 2nd and 10.
Ball's incomplete.
Looks like this will probably be our last play of the quarter, but that is perfect what I kind of wanted to see there from Davies. I wanted to see him kind of get a little bit more pressure on that quarterback, you know, make a little bit more mistakes, maybe lead to another turnover, because like we said, a turnover could lead to Davies securing a little bit higher of a lead.
2nd and 10, shotgun formation again, looking to probably throw the ball. I wouldn't be surprised if we see another trap play up the middle. It's a quarterback power left, and he is hit right away. Wilmot Matati once again making plays. That's a shocker. No, it's not. What a player.
And
3rd and 11.
Now leads us into quarter 4, where boys become men.
Folks, put your 4s up because it's the 4th quarter. This is where you decide the winner.
And actually not as clear cut as we thought it would be. Davies at 21, Century at 14 going in here to the 4th quarter. Definitely not a pull-away game at all. Could go either way, just depends. Obviously, Century kind of stalling here on this drive, but the previous drive just absolutely trucking down the field. I think Davies just has to continue to keep their feet set and continue great running on the offensive side to play down that clock.
Yeah, I don't think Davies needs to get too fancy with it. I mean, they're running some trap plays up the middle, and it's working very, very well. Malachi Warmeyer running hard, running well. Yeah, I don't expect Davies to get fancy with it. Play it safe. No turnovers. That's the big thing. You can't have any turnovers. Let's finish this game strong, and let's get out of here with a win. You know what? To start the game, I thought we were going to run away with it. You know, we had a big return touchdown, stopping Century's offense really easily, and then huge momentum shifter with that big touchdown pass. Now this game is, just like you said, up in the air. Up in the air.
Yeah, and I will say, too, Levi, you know how we kind of wrote down a couple of key players, and we have seen actually almost all of our key players out. Besides kind of Liam Wicklow is the only one that we haven't really seen. out of the list that we have. But otherwise, Malachi Wermeyer, Riley Lang, Gunnar Majerus, and Wilmot Matadi were a couple of our key players going into this game, and they have definitely shown up.
Yeah, Liam Wicklow, he's just doing his job in the back. Safety for the Eagles, making a couple tackles. This Hare, 3rd and 11, rolling out to the right, looking right, and he's throwing. There's a wheel route open, and it's overthrown. Xavier Harlstead was the intended receiver. Now, 4th and 11. He was open, but just missed him.
Again, just kind of showing that youngness there from Mr. Herr.
Yeah, just some inexperience on that throw. 4th and 11 for the Eagles, and now the punt team is out.
I think that's honestly pretty solid. You know, you're only down by 1 score. Just hopefully have your defense continue to ball out, and then you are looking at that chance to get the football. Don't be risky.
Century punting the ball. A little bit of a knuckleball, to be honest. Kay Mathiasen with the return. Way to get some yards. 10-yard return all the way up to the 32-yard line. Very, very solid return. And now the Eagles start 1st and 10. Opportunity to put this game away.
Yeah, I'd say this is definitely the drive for the Eagles to kind of bury Century, get that other score so that way it becomes a 2-possession game.
This could be your nail in the coffin type of drive here. 1st and 10, 33-yard line, correction. Wing T formation, Xavier Music quarterback. Run right up the middle for Malachi Warmeyer. As expected, 4-yard gain.
Number 7, Wermeyer, and a carry. Gain of 3 on the
2nd
play.
and 7 for the Eagles.
I will say, though, even though Davies obviously very consistent on the run play, we have seen obviously a couple more passing opportunities from Davies than what we've seen before in the previous year. So I kind of like to see that, give more experience to these new quarterbacks, but also get some explosive plays off that.
2nd and 7 for the Eagles. Muse handing it off to Colin Williams to the right side. Look at him go. Breaking some tackles all the way past the 50-yard line, keeping those legs churning. Down to the 48-yard line. That is a first down for the Eagles in a very promising run by Colin Williams. Was a monster for JV last year. Now making some plays on the varsity level as a junior. 1st and 10 for the Eagles, the 47-yard line. Xavier Muse commanding the offense. Snap. Power to the left. Nothing going with Carter DeWald. Oh, actually, you know what? He snuck up there. Got a couple of yards.
Decent yardage. I mean, if you're Davies, really all you're looking for is to get about 3-4 yards per run. Just keep chipping and definitely keep that clock going down. Time is definitely on their side for Davies, as obviously Century very close. If they can keep that time down, even if they don't score, less chance that Century takes the lead.
2nd and 7 for the Eagles. Wouldn't be surprised if we see maybe a quarterback keeper here. Something a little bit unique. Never mind. Fullback dive up the middle, and it works. Of course. Malachi Warmeyer, first down run. Running strong, still even in the 4th quarter, showing the persistence and the toughness.
You know, when you're Davies, just run it, you know.
When in doubt, run it out.
That's definitely the mentality that Davies does have, being led by Wermeyer.
1st and 10 all the way to the 36-yard line, dominating the defense. 9:40 left in the 4th quarter. Muse takes a snap. Run to the Colin Williams. Oh, it's not Colin Williams on the right side. I lost the ball there. Malachi Warmeyer up the middle. Trap play, first down.
You want to know what? You can definitely see Davies' practice go into effect here. They are doing a really good job at making that runner unknown.
Malachi Warmeyer coming off the field. Probably gassed. I mean, he's been running around all game.
Yeah,
Plays on both sides.
Malachi Wermeyer definitely really showing his versatility. Just absolutely just leading that run game for Davies.
Century calling a timeout.
Century Patriots.
Trying to regroup here, really. I mean, they're down.
T-Mobile and Rob
Hopefully not down for the count, though. You know, let's bow up here and let's get this game back in the hands of Century.
By posting on social.
.906 to go here in Q4. Davies 21, Century 14, close ball game. Levi, what do you have to say about that?
Century definitely in a bit of a pickle. Let's just say it how it is. 1st and 10. You know, Century needs to get a stop here. That's just how it is. Do have plenty of time, though. Wilmot Matadi in for Malachi Warmeyer. Carter DeWald up the middle. Big run. Big run, 7 yards. Those trap plays are killing Century.
Number 22, Carter DeWald with a carry.
Malachi Warmeyer rotating back in. Wilmot Matadi coming out.
7, Pope with the tackle. Gain of 7 on the play. 2nd and 3, Eagles.
2nd and 3 for Davies. I can't even imagine how tired Century has to be right now. Running nonstop by Davies. Hand up the middle once again for Malachi Warmeyer, bouncing off a couple players like a pinball. First down.
Kind of to bring back on being tired, too, as well. The drive for Century after this game, obviously being all the way up in Bismarck.
Oh, my gosh, yeah.
1st and goal, Eagles from the 8-yard line.
They're going to be home at about 1 a.m., potentially. That's pretty bad. Better get some sleep on the bus.
Bus sleep is the best sleep.
1st and goal from the 9-yard line here. Hand off to the left. Carter DeWald, number 22, gaining about 4 or 5 yards, getting his way there. Very solid gain.
You know, Davies definitely will have their time up, though, where they're also going to be gassed, as they do have later in the season on the 13th and the 20th. They are driving out to Minot and then Mandan right after.
Back-to-back
weeks. Extremely long drives for both of those. That is definitely going to be tiring for Davies. It's going to be interesting to see how they keep up.
Another note, Davies doesn't have a football game next week, so they have a good amount of time to look over this and polish their offense and defense.
Benefits to the week 0 game.
Run potentially right up the middle. Oh, it's quarterback keeper. Didn't even notice Muse had the ball all the way down to the 1-yard line. Very smooth play right there.
Smooth operator.
3rd and goal from the 1-yard line. That is the beauty of the wing T formation, is its complete misdirection. It is very difficult for us commentators, though.
You know, it's hard to talk about the same thing over and over again.
3rd and goal from the 1. Let's see what we have here. Could be a QB sneak. And it won't be fullback dive up the middle. Down at the half-inch line, folks. Wow. About I'd say about a pinky finger length away from the goal line. Fourth and goal from the half-inch line, folks. I mean, just stick the ball over.
You know, we've
over
seen it earlier in
over
the
line.
game, but I think a little tush push into the end zone would be a kind of a good way to send her in.
Unfortunately, tush push is actually illegal in high school. And it's a QB sneak. Muse looks like he's in the end zone. How in the world is he not in the end zone, folks? I am beside myself. He is, okay. I was about to say. That would be impressive. He was about a Reese's peanut butter cup away from the end zone, and he got it in there. Very, very great way. Davies now looking to put this game away. 28-14 if the extra point is good. 5:48 left in the game. Century's going to have to play hot potato with this football. They're going to have to toss this thing around.
Yeah, I know Davies did kind of executed a perfect drive there in the fourth quarter, taking a ton of time off the clock. That is exactly what you wanted to see, consistent running down the field.
Kick is up and good. 4 for 4. Perfect for Colby Nelson.
48 left in the fourth quarter. Eagles 28.
John, how does Century get back into this game?
6 minutes. Oh, not even 6. 5:48. Eesh, it's going to be tough for Century if they can. You know, we'd have to 100% see a drive like we did when they first got out here in that second half. We're going to need to see something with some kind of a mix between run and passing because you can't keep running it. I mean, time is your enemy now, so if they keep that clock running down, it's not looking too good for Century to be able to come back. Obviously, 14 points down. It's going to be tough.
I'm only 1 point off of my prediction for the game. It's 28-14. I predicted 28-13.
Kicking off for the Eagles.
Pretty close.
Number 44.
Colby Nelson to kick off. Same people to return. That is Xavier Harlstead and Jordan Kellogg. Haven't really seen a lot from Kellogg today in terms of offense. Maybe he gets going in this drive. And the kick is off and out the back of the end zone. Fantastic job. In high school, that's all you want.
You want to know what? Like, compared to last year, I mean, kicker just exponentially better, and not putting any kind of bad word on our kicker last year, but man, for being a sophomore, he is really showing out in this ball game for a kicker.
1st and 10 for Century. Looks like we have a new cornerback out there, Isaiah Stange. Actually, I believe it's pronounced Stangy. 5:48. Century, as expected, coming out shotgun formation here. Man in motion, illegal motion. 3 flags are on the field, folks. I mean, talk about dirty laundry.
Number 1, Harlstead on the carry. Flags on the play.
Well, you know, if you're Century, that is not what you want to do.
You cannot have 2 people move at the same time. It's illegal motion. Unfortunately, there is a player on the ground for Davies.
Yeah, there's also a downed Eagle, too, as well.
Officials timeout.
Looks like just a Davies player down now. Can't quite tell who it is. Wish the camera person would zoom in because I can't quite see the person there, but we'll let you know once we figure that out here soon.
And it looks like, folks, that downed Eagle was Gunnar Majerus. Not good to see, as he's very exponential to this defense.
1st and 15 now for Century. Not a great way to start the drive at all. Shotgun formation. Noah Hare to throw. He is scrambling in trouble. Gets rid of the ball to Coulter Simon. Number 9. It's a couple yards great job to try to stay patient and calm in the pocket, even though that was collapsing, folks.
You know, if I was to note some kind of good things to see from Noah Herr from this first game from his, is that he is definitely very good at moving around in that pocket. Definitely very quick and agile.
2nd and 6 for Century. Got to get moving here. Clock is ticking. You have to score twice. However, I will say in high school, when it comes to onside kicks, it's a little bit easier. Noah Herr back to pass, throwing in the middle, targeting Joy Kralik, the star tight end. Unfortunately, not home. 3rd and 6 now for Davies.
Yeah, for Century, I think it's time that you kind of just have to hit your big key players.
However, it is good that it was incomplete in a way because the clock stops. 3rd and 6. Shotgun formation once again.
Yeah, best case scenario for Century here would be that first down.
Herr back to pass. Looking to run actually now. Scrambling up for a few yards. 3 yards, playing it safe, getting it a little bit more manageable for that 3rd down. 4th and 3.
Number 53, Gus Warmeyer.
Gus Warmeyer with the tackle, along with Malachi Warmeyer, the brothers.
4th down here. Big drive decider for Century. This is going to be very big to decide if they stay in this ball game or if they're leaving.
Week 0 hangs in the balance right now for Bismarck Century on this next one. I mean, because if you
.443 here left in the games, folks. Davies 28, Century 14. And oh boy, it has been an absolute doozy today for Century.
4th and 2 for Century. Huge play here. Crowd is getting loud. Linebacker blitz up the middle. It's a run. And he is stopped short. Davies has turned over on downs. Davies football. Great play, recognizing the run. Happened to time that linebacker blitz pretty much perfect.
Now, folks, I can't say I'm a fortune teller or can view into the time, but I think that conversion right there is really going to set in stone Davies' win for today's game.
Especially with that strong ground game. I mean, get a couple first downs here, get in the end zone one more time, and this game is all over.
And just like what's playing in the speakers smells like team spirit, I think that is a great way to describe the feeling of this game.
1st and 10 for the Eagles. Jackson Sturm at quarterback. Some confusion in the backfield here.
trying to put that final nail in the coffin here on a Friday night. Taking the snap.
Quarterback keeper to the left. Sturma gaining about 5-6 yards. Perfect. Rolling out all the way to the left. Very well run quarterback keeper.
Gain of 4 in the play. Tackled by number 22, Arndt.
That Coach Wermeyer and company has come to the conclusion of during fall camp.
2nd and 5 for the Eagles. Definitely taking their sweet time. 4:22 left. Unfortunately, did not stay in bounds. So the clock did stop. So that definitely helps Century out. Up the middle for Carter DeWald. Number 22 breaking some tackles. And he is going to get the first down. 10-yard run for Carter DeWald on that running back power.
Again, Davies doing what Davies does best, just continuing to stay physical on that field, just continuing to line, drive, run, and keep that clock running down.
Going to be very interesting to see the statistics on this game. The amount of rushing yards is diabolical.
I'm going to be honest, Davies always very much run first. We knew that coming in. Obviously, we've said that multiple times now, but they have truly shown up and shown that obviously not only run first, but good run first.
1st and 10 for the Eagles. Malachi Warmeyer breaking some tackles. Good hole right there. Gaining a couple yards.
Malachi Wermeyer on the carry.
Yeah, if you're Davies, what you're kind of looking to do here is just continuing to obviously keep your very successful runs that you have been doing and continue to just eat away at that clock. The less time there is, the less time for Century to get a score.
2nd and 8 for the Eagles in the red zone already.
You know, if we had stats
14-yard line
on time of possession, Davies would be leading by far.
A little over 3 minutes left. Century down 2 scores. Davies staring down their first win of the season. Looks like there is some stoppage. Warmeyer is going to call a timeout here. Regroup his team and make sure everything is set in stone to finish this game off.
And it looks like we are staring at the grass here, folks. Some very nice lawn clippings.
2nd and 8 for the Eagles. Run up the middle for, I couldn't quite see who had the ball. Colin Williams, I believe. Gain about a yard, 3rd and 7. Looks like Century's kind of starting to bow up a little bit here. Very, very impressive to just, bend, don't break. However, Davies has a kicker. You know, maybe it goes, Century stops him here, but you know what? Kick that ball, 3-possession lead. And I highly, highly doubt that Century's going to be able to come back.
2 minutes, you never know what happens.
Run up the middle for Malachi Warmeyer, following his blockers, breaking some tackles, juking people. That's a hat trick, folks. Malachi Warmeyer, 3rd touchdown of the game. And this game is all over.
Yeah, like you said, it's pretty set in stone now. Davies just taking 3-possession lead. 2 minutes, 11 seconds left. Very, very solid game from Davies, especially Malachi, too, as well. 3 touchdowns is a very ball-out game.
Very, very, very impressive job by the Eagles, showing that physicality in putting this game away.
You know, I can't wait for these after-game thoughts, kind of talk this over, because there's a lot of interesting stuff that has happened this game. Stay tuned to the end to get our kind of overall thoughts.
Extra point is good. Perfect job today by Colby Nelson.
Extra point is good. 2:11 left in the 4th quarter. Eagles 35, Patriots 14.
35-14. John, any chance Century gets back in this game?
No.
Wow.
And that's putting it nicely. Obviously, 3-possession difference coming into only the 2-minute warning here pretty much. I mean, it'd be impressive if they did. I would give them a pat on the back. But, I will say for Century fans out there who might be tuning in, you guys also did do great, though, today.
Looks like Davies players are headbutting each other with their helmets. That's showing how determined. You guys should be scared. If you are a team listening to this broadcast right now and you face Davies this year, we are ready to play. We're showing that in this Week 0 game. Not a lot of practice, and You know what? Davies has an extra week to look over this film, polish it up, all their mistakes, the turnovers. Very, very good job by the Eagles, starting off strong this year.
44 Nelson kicking off.
Century, though, I mean, they have shown some good things. We'll talk about that after this game concludes. Colby Nelson with the kickoff. A little bit shorter of a kick. Looks like a return by number 11. He is hit-sticked by Ryland Fisher. Jordan Kellogg.
Kellogg on the return.
Ryland Fisher definitely getting a good chunk of him on that hit.
Ryland Fisher on the tackle.
First and 10 for Century, down 3 scores. New quarterback in the game.
Surprising.
Whoa.
Kind of a trick move there.
Caden Wolstead, probably some backups in the game just for experience is my guess.
Yeah, at this point, you're
Run
well
up the middle. Couldn't quite tell you that is. Stopped right away. Looks like Davies also putting in some backups. We got safety. We got Gabe Mellon in there. Very cool to see him out there. Very strong person in the weight room. He has a 5.0 ratio, which is very, very cool to see from a young guy. Also have Abu Diabate out there at corner. Steven Rivera at defensive end. Jackson Calvin in there at D-tackle. Very cool to see some young guys get in the game. Play action. Wolstead rolling out, throwing that ball on the money to number 15, Isaac Bachmeyer. Very cool. First down. It's always cool to see some younger guys get in the game.
Yeah, this is always one of my favorite parts of the game. Once, kind of things are pretty set in stone, is to see kind of those younger players get some varsity time experience.
Holy, a full rotation. We had 6 or 7 players run off the field for the Eagles, and 6 come in. First and 10, run up the middle, breaking a couple tackles. Good, solid 5-6 yard gain. That is number 4, Silas Jackson, the senior running back. Cool to see Jackson get in there, the senior running back. Hasn't really seen a lot of work today. Cool that he's getting some reps in the varsity level. I formation, play action, rolling on to the left. Just off the fingertips of number 30, Braden Morris, the fullback there on that boot pass.
36 seconds left in this final quarter. Kind of coming to an end, getting to see a lot of these younger players just try a couple of snaps. And, again, stay to the end for kind of our ending thoughts. We have some good ones to go over.
3rd and 4 for Century here, I formation. Wolstead under center. Play action, rolling out to the right this time. Just overthrowing number 30, Morris, once again.
Pass intended for number 30, Morris, falls incomplete.
Big 4th down,
Fourth down and 4.
Game's on the line here. Century down 3 scores. It's a very important down, of course. But it's important for some younger guys to get some experience here. Wolstead commanding the huddle. Shotgun this time. Bachmeyer to the right side. Bad snap. Wolstead chucking the ball in the air. And it's picked off. Brady Vetter getting his first interception as a varsity football player. That's so cool to see. Not a lot of playing time. Cool that he can make a play on the varsity level. Davies gets the ball, 24 seconds left, expecting victory formation. Great way to end the game.
I think it's time Weremeyer just ends this game, kind of just coast.
You know what? What if we run empty? Start throwing the ball around just for funsies.
That'd be fun, too, as well. Wouldn't put it past him.
Nope. It is going to be victory formation. Xavier Muse trotting onto the field. And this one is officially over. Davies has won their first game of the year. 35-14 is the final. at Davies High School Stadium.
Malachi raising his arms, getting that excitement up there as he has had a truly ball-out game.
All right, folks. Now we have a little post-game conversation here, just saying what we've seen in general from either team. I'll start Davies. They dominated in the line of scrimmage. Run game strong pretty much all afternoon there. Malachi Warmeyer gets the game ball. What a player. However, Wilmot Matadi definitely showed a lot of promise. That linebacker, junior, I mean, talk about hit sticks. I mean, making tons of plays. But Malachi Warmeyer with the hat trick, 3 touchdowns. First game of the year. Now that's a cool way to start the season.
Yeah, no, I will say for Century, I think going into their next game, they're going to see that Noah Hurt, even though considering this was his first varsity game, can indeed ball. You know, we've seen a couple very good accurate passes, and he did lead a couple of very good drives. So don't put anything past him. I think Century, coming from this game, kind of the same thing, going over some film from this, kind of seeing what they can improve on. I think they're going to be pretty solid this year.
Yeah, very happy. Slow start for both teams, I would say. You know, Century had a strong running game to begin. But you know what? Each team kind of just shaking the rust off of last year and getting warmed up. This week 0 game, definitely tougher. You know, you don't have as much time to prepare, get ready for the season. However, now Davies doesn't have a game next week. So
Yes.
they get extra time to look over this film, polish up some mistakes they made, some turnovers they made, and get ready for their week 2 game.
Which actually is also home, too, as well. That will be versus, I believe,
Legacy.
Yeah, Legacy, so a back-to-back Bismarck team.
So, yeah, expect to see us in 2 weeks.
Yeah, kind of looking forward to for the rest of the schedule. Obviously, like I said, Minot, Mandan, 2 long games back-to-back. Definitely going to be interesting to see what Davies pulls off from that. And then 2 as well for Century. You're kind of looking at then actually Fargo North for your next game. So they're actually going to be versing another Fargo team too as well. And then they're going to be doing West Fargo, then Cheyenne. So they actually have a lot of the heavy hitters there kind of back-to-back-to-back.
Yeah, luckily, Fargo North, home game. So Century doesn't have to drive all the way up here again. However, they do the next week playing West Fargo. Then they're back home, and then they're kind of more in their groove, closer by. But yeah, long bus ride home for Century.
Long bus ride.
Yeah, very excited for the season. Definitely showed a lot of promise. Loved how Davies looked. Century definitely showed a lot of promise too, though. Century showed they can throw the football. You know, that quarterback, Noah Hurt, he knows what he's doing. You know, he's getting used to that level of football and varsity level. And definitely came ready to play today.
Like I said, for Davies, something that they're definitely going to be looking at, too, for the Week 2 game is going to be who's going to be your QB. You know, we've definitely the entire game kind of handballed it over to Sturma and Muse.
I think the fun part is, and the fun storyline is, Jackson Sturma was originally quarterback, freshman, sophomore year, junior year. He kind of stepped away from that role. And then just a few days into fall camp, he switched back to quarterback. And now he's done a good enough job to get on the varsity field and compete for that starting job, which is really cool to see him come back to quarterback and compete out there and see some varsity playing time. So, yeah, I'm very curious to see if we keep rotating quarterbacks, and very excited to see Davies play in 2 weeks.
2 as well. Thank you again to Maximum Performance and Fitness for making tonight's stream possible. Obviously, they are our sponsor for today's event. Want to give a very big shout out over to that way. They are a gym located over in West Fargo. Actually, a lot of athletes around here do train through them because they do have great athlete programs. So if you're looking to kind of become that next level athlete, fantastic training programs. You're led through the whole way.
Yeah, very, very big into athletes there. Merged with Dynasty as well. So they have a lot of people that are willing to train athletes, train adults. They can do it all. They have personal training. They got Melt, which is group sessions. They have athlete sessions, so they can do it all. So make sure you contact Maximum Performance and Fitness.
Alrighty, and that has been
Davies Live Network.
and thank you for tuning in. We will see you guys in the next game. Peace
Signing
out
out.
from South Fargo.
A little bit